Time now for the NTV Sports Desk, sponsored by Moonlight Custom Screen Print and Embroidery.
Good evening, Nebraska, and thanks for making us a part of your day. It's day 2 of the Nebraska State Volleyball Tournament, but it's day 1 for D1, D2, and C2 classes. And a pair of 4 loss teams, Overton and St. Mary's, starting off today. Eagles showed their dominance early. Middle Wood, as Natalie Wood launches this missile to go up 17-10. The Cardinals starting to catch onto the plan as Larissa Ryman roofs Wood to force the deuce set, tied at 24, but Overton's not going to let this one slip away as Grayson Luther playing the game just the tip to get to the outside. Nail biter, they win that one 26-24. That set was way too close for comfort, so Jolie Ryan says, here comes the boom. They take the second set 25-13, and she continues to flex her power with 12 kills in this match as Eagles do what they tend to do as they soar into the semifinals with a sweep over the Cards.
It feels amazing. We're in the top 4 now, so that's pretty exciting. I just hope we can keep finishing and play how we know how to. We got in a couple holes, but then we pulled through. I think we get a timeout, we bring it together as a team. We just know we need to calm it down, not get out of our heads, and just play like we can.
How about the 1-8 matchup as Stewart was dealt a tough matchup against reigning champ Howells Dodge, but the Jaguars playing a little trick early. Blair Fiala sends it over. Second contact as Dodge, they pulled ahead 11-6. And then Stewart, though, unfazed as Lacey Paxton buries it for her team-high 17 kills for 1-point affair. But Dodge shuts down the upset as powerful arm by Grace Baumert narrowly escapes with the first set win, 25-23. But that motivated the rest of the match. Carly Bear perfectly pushed the ball to make it up 2-0, and then Baumert throttles it back as Howells Dodge eliminates Stewart in straight sets. And Shelton making their second ever state appearance, facing Diller Odell. The Bulldogs show they've got some bite right away. Drew Niemock blasts this one to double up the Griffins early, and then Shelton turns to Jalen Branson. She's a freshman, but she certainly doesn't hit like one as the Bulldogs dominate the first set 25-11. And the beatdown didn't stop there. Niemock laying down the hammer. She finished with 18 kills as they win the second set 25-16, but the tides turn. Carly Heidemann not ready to go home as she forces a 4-set 25-20, but Shelton says not so fast. Dramatic fashion, Niemock puts this one away on the overpass as they win a thriller 29-27 as the Bulldogs are semifinal bound for the first time in program history.
It feels so great. We've been working towards this since we were freshmen, since we started kiddie ball in 3rd grade, and it's just been like a miracle for us to do this together on our senior year, and we're so happy. When we play mentally tough, that's when we play physically tough. When we hit the ball well, pass well, that's all mental for us, and it's been a big goal for us to just stay mentally tough throughout this season.
In D1, we've got a battle of the Trojans as Cambridge taking on Cedar Catholic in the 2-7 matchup as they establish the block early. Cedar Catholic not once but twice in this rally to win the first set 25-19. Then the Trojans had to play from behind in the second frame, but this defense by Aaron Johnson comes up clutch. They're back in it. It's went back and forth as Lainey Cathall is called for the net violations. Cambridge wins a thriller 32-30. But unfortunately, Cambridge couldn't keep that momentum rolling as Lexi Eckhoff wins the joust as the overpass to claim the 25-21 win. As the Trojans force a 5th set, match point, Cedar Catholic completes the improbable comeback, knocking off the 2 seed for the first major upset of the tournament as Cambridge falls in 5 sets. Now Nebraska Christian, coming off a program best showing state last year, looked poised to upset top seed Norfolk Catholic early on as Reagan Flynn bangs it off the block. The Knights say not so fast as Chanity Robles fires at cross court as Norfolk Catholic escaped narrowly with a 26-24 first set win. Errors started creeping up though. Set 2, this swing from Sheridan Falk a bit too sharp as Norfolk Catholic goes up 2-0. Nebraska Christian, but they didn't stop fighting. They're going to get some redemption here, slamming to the hardwood to keep them in it. But they were too much for this one as Allison Brungart blasts this kill. The defense as they win in straight sets over the Eagles. SEM back at state for the first time in 16 years, taking on BDS. Set number 1, 4-5 matchup was a barn burner. Jesselyn Hudson blasts back-to-back bombs as the Eagles took a 1-point lead, but the Mustangs refused to give up, throwing bodies on the floor for Micah O'Neill, who buries the kill as SEM wins the opening frame 27-25. That set the tone for the rest of the way. Kinsley Bowling swings through the wickets as BDS evens up the match. Then the Eagles pull ahead by double digits in the third set with this slam by her twin sister Campbell. But this one, they would win 25-23. Mustangs then charge back up. Set 4, double stuff here, seals the deal to force a fifth frame, 27-25. Match point swinging here by Darren Abenoth sails long as BDS survives and advances to their fifth semifinal in this decade.
It's very exciting. You know, the last time out, I told the girls there is no tomorrow. You have to finish today. And so basically, we had to come out. We have to give everything we have, leave it on the court, because we've got to finish now, because there's no tomorrow if we lose today. So we are super excited. The emotions are high, and we're ready to roll in tomorrow.
Maywood Hayes Center looking to build in their successful run in Lincoln from last year. Meriden stymies those hopes, though, at least early on. Jala Stewart with the tip in the campfire, helping win the first set 25-18. Then the Wolves took control. Matea Roberts denting the floor to knot this one up at 1, and MHC continues feeding Roberts, who finished with a team-high 17 kills as the Wolves doubled up the Mustangs, and Alexis Woods puts a bow in this dominant third frame with a 25-13. And how about some love for the defense? Madeline Doyle solo stuffs the Stangs as Maywood Hayes Center is headed to the semifinals for the third straight season with a sweep. And after the game, head coach discussed what changed for the first set.
I think nerves got a little bit to them, even though they are an experienced team. I think they just kind of were a little bit nervous. There's a lot of pressure, like everyone's kind of been saying all season, that they're an experienced team. There's just a lot of pressure. So I think nerves were a little bit. So once we kind of just relaxed and just played our game, we did a lot better.
Amherst looking for their first ever tournament win against Cross County. First frame was back and forth affair. Lily Peterson drills a hit off the block to put it Cross County up front, but Amherst denies their chances with the sub-solo block from Catherine Pickett, taking the first set 25-22. The Broncos then looking much more comfortable in set 2. Grace John with the powerful push, pushing it to a 14-point win. And the Cougars, though, not backing down from the challenge. Brycelyn Larson bringing the boom to cut the deficit to 1, but Amherst had their high hopes for this run in Lincoln, and John was ready to achieve them. This dig flies out of bounds as the Broncos will their way their inaugural semifinal tomorrow afternoon.
It was our goal to play 3 days this year because we came in the last 2 years and gotten beat on the first day. And so the kids came in feeling like they had some unfinished business. And so we're just so proud of them to be able to take care of that.
Southwest returning to Lincoln for the first time since 2010. Rough Riders started with a bang, literally. Bailey Truska powers a swing off the block to take the early lead. And then after a 10-0 run, Kaylin Barnett fires cross court as Southwest dominates the defending champs 25-13. The momentum carried through the next frame. Barnett drops this tip into the pack of Knights to go up 2-0, but Oakland Craig wasn't about to get swept. Macy Johnson throttles this one to the corner as the Knights win back-to-back sets to force a fifth. The student section, they are fired up. Match point, Brandy Helser coming back, raising the comeback as they eliminate Southwest 3-2.